Well, I thank you. We want to work with you on it. With regard to the H-2B visa program, let me just read you one email that I got this week, last week actually now, from a landscaper in Ohio. You know, I've talked briefly about this issue. He says, Rob, we've got $8,000 in revenue per day. We are not able to capture, or $250,000 a month. We will close $2 million under our budget for the year, which means we will lose close to $1 million this year. This is a small landscaper. This is just because he cannot rely on the labor force that he has relied on in the past. Can you just tell us briefly what your commitment is? You and I have talked about this with regard to the H-2B rule, getting it through OMB, and then what you think ought to be done in terms of a legislative visa cap.
Yes. The difficulty with the reg process is it's the reg process. I'll just be honest. We go as fast as we can, but the APA requires us to do certain things that takes a while. What we've tried to do is mimic the rule from last summer so that it can go as quickly as possible. The more changes, if we had made them to that underlying reg, the longer it would take. And I completely understand that time is of the essence. So what we chose to do is do something as quickly as we can under the APA. What I had mentioned to you earlier, and I mentioned earlier in testimony, was that the best way to fix this, is to take all of the information that the members have, which I'm gathering, everyone I've talked to, you as well, I said, please give me examples of companies that are going out of business because of either the problems with the seasonality or because there's not enough, to package it up, give it back, and just put it in law. That will give the companies predictability. They'll understand how many visas will be available, and they'll understand when. Right now, as you know, it's tied to the appropriations process, which it's anyone's guess when we can get that through. So it's very difficult on businesses.
Well, I would agree with your approach. My time is coming to an end. Just to say that, meanwhile, right now we need relief. And then finally, with regard to unaccompanied kids,